Bulls Nation, I've talked a lot about the fit of the Chicago Bulls, how players fit into a role and a system that we have, the benefits as well as some of the weaknesses that we will have with the Chicago Bulls and the players on this team. I've talked about DeRozan, Lonzo, I've talked about Vucevic, I've talked about Patrick Williams, I've talked about a lot of players on this team. One player I haven't talked about with this brand new team yet, I have not talked about the one and only Zach Lavine, our best player, probably still going to be our best player in my opinion coming into the next season, and someone I think will have a much easier time playing for this Chicago Bulls team. So without further ado, let's talk about Zach Lavine in this video. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a Chicago Bulls related video referring to Zach Lavine and what his fit would be like for the Chicago Bulls, this brand new Chicago Bulls team. Zach Lavine, the all-star for the Chicago Bulls, our first all-star in many, many years, and he's come into this team from the very beginning, worked very hard, progressed every single year, and he's probably going to be our best player heading into next season still. But what is this role for the Chicago Bulls? Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Zach Lavine and just overall what you think he will be for the Chicago Bulls going forward. There are a number of things you could talk about when you're getting into Zach Lavine. First things first, obviously his Olympic experience will bring a massive, important part of his game to another level. I'm talking about his defense here. A lot of teammates of Zach Lavine at the Olympic team, Kevin Durant, even Greg Popovich, a lot of players have praised Zach Lavine's defense, and a lot of players want to play with Zach Lavine and the Chicago Bulls because of his steps forward as a player. So in my opinion, that's obviously a very important side that we cannot deny. Zach Lavine, in my opinion, will be a better defender going into next season than what he was last season. He did improve last season as well, and a few seasons before that as well. Very first thing that we need to get out of the way, that is something that I think is going to be truly present, and something that I think the Chicago Bulls fans will probably notice from the very beginning of the season. That's obviously something that is very important. Very important because you have Lonzo Ball, that is a very good perimeter defender, someone that will get better defensively every single year, and hopefully by the time he does have a few years under his belt with the Chicago Bulls, become an elite defender. I'm talking about one of the defensive players of the year type candidates. Maybe that's a bit overboard, but we'll see. Zach Lavine improves defensively, this team becomes 10 times harder to beat. Simple as that. When you have two guards that are very good offensive and defensive players, it would be very unstoppable to beat a team like that. So that's something that we need to get out of the way, and that's something that I feel is going to be a big part of the Chicago Bulls' role with Zach Lavine heading into the next season. The fit around Zach Lavine, in my opinion, is very diverse, very, very elite in my opinion, and something that will make Zach Lavine's role for the Chicago Bulls a lot, I guess you could say, easier, to say the least, a lot better maybe. What I see coming from Zach Lavine this season is pretty simple. I don't actually see Zach Lavine averaging very similar stats than what he did this season. And the reason why is when you have so many ball handlers on this team, we have so many people that can make plays at certain times, different stages of the game, you'll slowly begin to see Zach Lavine probably average a little bit less points than what he did last season, the season before that, and the season before that. The reason why is Zach Lavine does not need to average 28 points per game to make this team elite. Zach Lavine does not need to average close to 27 points per game to make this team elite. And the reason why I don't see Zach Lavine needing to average those kind of points per game to make this team better or make this team elite is because he's finally got the help around him, in my opinion, that can make him kind of not take a step back, but kind of rely on his teammates a little bit more. Something we've always talked about Zach Lavine, and this is definitely going towards his clutch performances in the fourth quarter. He had nobody to rely on, realistically. That's his fault for not trusting his teammates. That's also the Bulls coaching staff and also the other players around them for not wanting to take that moment, not wanting to have that highlight play, not wanting to make an effort or move for the right play to win games in the fourth quarter. It's as simple as that. It's many people's fault for that, but Zach Lavine has to take the responsibility because the ball is in his hands and he has to make the play. And a lot of the times, he had took it upon himself to take the shot. When realistically, a lot of those times, the shot was not always there. Zach Lavine now has the ability to trust in his teammates because his teammates are a lot better, especially in the starting lineup, than what he saw last season. You have DeMar DeRozan on this team that we all know can be a very clutch player. Nikola Vucevic obviously is another player that we could probably rely on to get an easy shot in the paint if need be. Lonzo Ball, a very decent spot-up shooter. There are players here that can take the final shot, and most likely you're looking at a situation where DeMar DeRozan might be the guy on a different night to take the shot compared to Zach Lavine per se. And you have the ability to trust in each other and trust in the ability of the skill set of these players to be the best versions of themselves and to show up when the moment counts the most. Zach Lavine, in my opinion, will have a little bit less stress on him in the clutch. We'll have a little bit less stress on him in the entirety of the game because he has quality in his teammates to help him when things don't go their way. And when they do need a bucket from Zach Lavine, then Zach Lavine is going to provide that bucket because man is a highlight player. Man can shoot from anywhere from the court, half court, 3-point line, mid-range, cut to the basket, free throw line. This guy is a scoring weapon, and that's something that should very well be utilized if you're the Chicago Bulls coach. Just because I say Zach Lavine won't average 28 points per game does not mean we should take away his ability to score. Zach Lavine is one of the elite players to score anywhere from the court. He knows how to get his own shot, and he knows the type of shots that will go in for him, and he uses that effectively every single night. There's always efficiency with Zach Lavine in his shooting. He may shoot a lot of shots, he may have some very good shooting nights, but a lot of it is efficient as well. So the scoring of Zach Lavine should definitely be something highlighted by the Chicago Bulls, and the ability to have less pressure on him when it comes to these types of games and to be able to take his own shot with not the worry that he's the only guy that has to score. It's a big step, in my opinion, for Zach Lavine. We've always talked about getting Zach Lavine help, how Zach Lavine needs help if he wants to take the next step, how Zach Lavine needs help if we want to make the playoffs, how Zach Lavine needs help if we're going to get close to a championship. This is his moment to show that Zach Lavine is going to be a player that will win games for us now because he has the help behind him. This is the role that I see for Zach Lavine. He's still going to be our best player. He's still going to be the man on the team. He's still going to probably be an all-star this team with more wins to come. He's going to have players supporting him every step of the way, and there's going to be players where if Zach Lavine has a bad night, or Zach Lavine is not willing, or Zach Lavine has the ability to trust in another player to help him out in the clutch, I feel that's also going to be a different avenue for him, and something that I think he will very well be happy to see. Because I feel like DeRozan can definitely take the last shot in a game. I feel like Zach Lavine can take the last shot in a game. Even Nikola Vucevic. I feel like there are players here that makes us very, very, very versatile in the way that we can handle clutch situations and in general take the stress off of each other. It's not just Zach Lavine that this refers to. Having DeMar DeRozan team up with Zach Lavine, guess what? It takes the stress off DeMar DeRozan. You have a player like Nikola Vucevic, guess what? Having DeMar DeRozan, Zach Lavine, Lonzo Ball, it releases the stress from Nikola Vucevic because there's no need to stress. There's no need to feel like you need to be the guy to score because no one else is going to do it. We have players here that will make it very easy to score, in my opinion. And that's also another avenue I see with Zach Lavine. So to sum it all up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put it to you this way. Zach Lavine, in my opinion, is going to have a very similar season to Devin Booker. Devin Booker, as soon as he had Chris Paul on his team, did not average the same amount of points because he had a player like Chris Paul on his team. And he sacrificed his 28 points per game per se to average maybe 22 points per game, but win so many more games and take the next step in the playoffs. I see Zach Lavine in many ways having a very similar season to what Devin Booker had. Zach Lavine will be a player that will reduce his scoring, in my opinion. I don't see him scoring 28 points per game next season. I see him scoring a little bit less, but with a bunch more wins because there's players behind him that can help him carry the load. That's the role that I see for Zach Lavine. I see him being our all-star. I see him being our best player. I see him staying here long-term. I see him being the man on the team, and I see him being the main guy that will help us get victories. But I also know that if something doesn't go right with Zach Lavine, if he's not living up to a certain type of situation, if he's having an off night, you've got 4 other players there that could pick up the pace for Zach Lavine. And I also expect him to increase his assist in this season as well, because he took a massive leap in his playmaking last year, and the fact that we're going to see that again is fantastic. But overall, that's what I see with Zach Lavine. That's his role. We're going to see, hopefully, better defense because of his Olympic experience and the way that he played defense over there. We're going to be seeing a player that might not average 28 points per game, but will have his own scoring, and he will have more wins under his belt because of the players behind him. I see clutch situations being something that we could definitely be versatile with, and we can trust in our teammates to make sure that the right play is made and the right shot is taken. And I also see Zach Lavine increasing his playmaking ability. That's the role that the Zach Lavine has for this team. He's going to be an all-around player, and he's going to be the man on this team. I truly have no doubts about it. And if there's one night or a few nights, maybe even a whole month, who knows? Something can always go wrong. Then you have players behind him that will help him carry that load. And that's exactly what a team should be. Pick each other up when we're feeling down. If someone's playing badly, someone else steps up in their place. And vice versa. That's what it's always supposed to be. Teams don't always play well every single game. Players don't always play well every single game. But once you have a team in place where we play as a team, we sacrifice for each other, and we are an actual team, then bad performances can be picked up by other players. And that's something I want to see as well. And that's what Zach Lavine's role will be for the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Sorry if I've rambled on a little bit once again. I want to do a type of video like this for Lauri Markkanen, but the problem is, we don't know. At any given time, Lauri Markkanen could be traded. So I feel hesitant to make that video because I have been in this situation before where I've made a video and then a few hours later, something happened. I did that with Jim Boylan. I made a video about Jim Boylan, why I think he'd stay on the Chicago Bulls, even though it was a very upsetting video to make because we all wanted him to leave. And then a few hours later, he ended up getting sacked. He ended up getting fired. And that video basically made me look like an idiot. So at the end of the day, yeah, I might hold out on that one until I really know what's going to happen with Lauri Markkanen. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.